Hi everybody, I'm David. Welcome to my channel, My Yard Sale. Hey, today I wanted to talk about my diet, which is at this point mostly a keto diet, ketovore diet. It's mostly a keto diet. I go back and forth between carnivore and ketovore because I get the value of eating meat only and just being carnivore. I mean, I get it. I need the protein. I get a lot of health benefit from the protein, but I just get bored with it. I have a hard time just sticking to carnivore. I mean, I like fruit. I don't love vegetables, but I like vegetables. I like to eat a little bit of variety. I have a really difficult time trying to stick to carnivore only. Now, on the flip side of that, I actually get a lot of health benefit from eating carnivore only. So oftentimes I will eat carnivore for, I don't know, a week, 10 days, and then I just get kind of like, I crave, I don't know, potatoes or even cookies. I crave sugar at some point, and I end up flipping off of carnivore and going to more ketovore because what I do is I manage my diet one way or the other, but what I have to do is I have to manage to a certain amount of grams of carbs or sugars. So I try to stay focused on eating the protein. I try to stay focused on eating the just all the macros in my diet. I try to make sure that I'm eating fiber. I try to make sure that I'm eating enough protein. And then using ketovore, I kind of can manage what garbage that I'm eating. And garbage doesn't necessarily mean cookies or cake, although sometimes it does. But garbage could be breakfast bars or it could mean granola bars. It can mean anything. It's usually that middle stuff that I eat that I know that I don't need. But if I'm hungry and I just want to put some stuff in my stomach real quick, that's the stuff that I usually end up eating. So what do I eat in a day? I will eat a good amount of meat or protein. I will eat some fiber. I'll eat some vegetables. I sometimes do eat some fruit. Um, and I actually really enjoy the fruit. I try to figure out what the best fruit is that I'll eat. I started eating quite a bit of kiwis. But so what I will generally eat in the day is I will eat a pretty good serving of, at this point, turkey burger or ground turkey, I should say. I will eat some beef patties. I will eat a potato or two potatoes of either sweet potatoes or russet potatoes. And like I said before, I usually like to eat a kiwi or some kind of fruit. Not always, but sometimes. Oftentimes, I will have some cheese. I'll have American cheese, or if I have cheddar cheese, I'll have some cheddar cheese. I try not to eat as much American cheese as I would like to, but I do eat American cheese, and I know it's horrible for me, but it is what it is. And the other thing I like to eat is I like to eat tortillas, and I don't know if that's just my thing with bread and carbs, but I feel like a lot of my carbs in the day come from a tortilla or two tortillas. And sometimes I'll eat flour tortillas. Sometimes I'll eat corn tortillas. But some of my carbs in the day comes from tortillas. And again, like I said, I try to manage my my diet not necessarily based on protein or fiber or fruit, fructose or glucose or whatever, but I try to manage it to that carbs, that like 100 carbs or less. That's what I try to do. And I can actually really feel it when I get away from that. Like if I eat too much peanut butter, like recently my thing has been peanut butter. I bought this big container of peanut butter and I just can't stay out of it. But the more peanut butter I eat, the more I can feel it. And I know for me it's probably different from a lot of people, but like I have these metabolic problems that, blood sugars and salt and or sodium, I should say, all these different things in my body get just ratcheted up, and it negatively impacts my body pretty greatly. Like if I eat too much sugar or too much salt in a day or a week, I have a hard time walking. I have a hard time with my nerves. Like my nerves going from my brain to the rest of my body. It just doesn't communicate right, and I'm not sure whether that's just the signaling or what. But if I stick to that meat in the day, and then I add a little bit of carbs on top of it, that would be including a potato or two potatoes or a sweet potato, and maybe a treat, and I can keep all that under, like, I don't know, 50 to 100 grams of carbs in a day. And the carbs could also be sugar. It could be sugar. If I want to eat 3 cookies in a day, if I do that, I just need to make sure that I manage to the carbs that I'm trying to manage to, which for me is generally about 100 grams of carbs a day. And I can actually eat pretty freely and fill myself up and feel satisfied eating that 100 grams of carbs a day. And if I need to focus on getting my, I don't know, my blood sugars and my blood salts straightened out, I can just back off from 100 grams a day to 50 grams a day. And I think honestly, the less carbs, the better. But I just can't eat just carnivore. I just can't do it. I don't know exactly what it is with me. Like something happens where I just need more. I just need to eat I need to eat I don't know. It's not even just garbage. Just I need to eat other stuff. Like my latest thing was sweet potatoes. Like I was not eating any sugar. I wasn't eating any cookies, any sugar, and I started eating sweet potatoes. And I would eat a sweet potato every day, which is actually pretty good because there's a lot of potassium and a lot of vitamins in potatoes and sweet potatoes. Um, like that was doing me pretty good. It was kind of satisfying that need. But it's funny because the more that I ate sweet potatoes, the more I wanted to eat peanut butter. And of course, the peanut butter I have is not the most expensive peanut butter. It's cheap peanut butter, and it has sugar and probably all kinds of chemicals in it that I don't really want to eat. But I end up eating it, and I eat not all of it, but I eat quite a bit of it, and I crave it. It's just kind of funny because I'm trying to focus on this diet, and it's not even a diet. It's just this eating schedule, this eating. I guess it is a diet, but it's not really a diet. I'm not dieting for any purpose. I'm just trying to eat healthy, and by healthy, it's like I of course want to eat less sugar and less salt, but it's so hard to manage that. I just try to eat less carbs, and it seems like everything that I buy has the carb macros listed on it. Anything with a box has the carbs listed, so I can manage to the carbs pretty easily. It's the other stuff that makes it a little bit difficult, like how many carbs are in 2 kiwis or 3 kiwis or a tomato or a potato. How many carbs are in a sweet potato versus a russet potato? It's like I never really knew all that. I know that a little bit better now, and I manage a little bit closer to that. But that's the only diet that I can actually manage to is the carbs, and then that gives me the ability to eat what I want. If I want to eat some granola bars or I want to eat some breakfast bars, I can do that. I just need to make sure that I manage the carbs and manage that into what I'm eating. I'm pretty focused on eating calories because as you guys can see, I'm pretty skinny, and I need to eat more calories. So I've been changing my diet, my eating schedule, my eating habits, to eating a little bit more calories these days, and I'm trying to add the carbs and add the fiber to my diet that gives me access to more calories. And I've been trying to do that. I've been eating a lot of these things, which for the better, for the worse, they're pretty decent. Not just this particular one. I like the lemon pepper one pretty good. But these are actually pretty good. The only problem with those is that they have so much salt. Like this particular one. Let me just look and see if I can find it. Well, this has just 80 calories, which isn't very many calories, which I guess is good if you're dieting and trying to lose fat through that. But for me, it's like I want the calories. What I don't want is the sodium. This just has 60 milligrams of, 360 milligrams of sodium. So this little packet, 2.6 ounces of tuna, this thing has like almost 400 grams of sodium. And I was finding that the sodium was not just negatively impacting me, but really messing with my metabolism and just really messed with my system. So my purpose of this post is to just tell people how I eat, what I eat, which is, again, mostly focused on protein in the beginning. And then I do try to add some fiber and I try to add calories, which I haven't quite figured out how to add a lot of calories at this point, besides just eating more. I do eat some breakfast bars. I do eat some protein granola bars, which are pretty good. And that's mostly how I'm managing my diet lately. Hey, if you have any questions, do me a favor. Put it below. I do answer questions. I'm not a healthcare specialist. I'm not the right guy to answer medical questions. I can just answer questions based on my experience and what I'm feeling and how I'm managing things and the benefits that I'm getting from this. If you're subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate it, you guys. If you're not subscribed, do me a favor and please consider subscribing. And if you could do me a favor and leave me a like below, I'd really appreciate it. If you're interested in more posts like this, I try to post once a week if I can. Occasionally I'll post usually once a week, once every 2 weeks. So I'm not posting too much, but I try to post when I have something to say or something important to let people know. Hey, hope you're all having a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.